dear Clyde-Savannah, eagles soaring high. Through these hallowed halls we've traveled, reaching for the sky. Let's pause with proud assurance of wisdom we have gained, of memories forever with us, loyalty unstained.
Welcome, faculty, staff, honored guests, parents, friends, grandparents, possibly dogs, cats, animals who are in your living room, and especially the seniors, the class of 2020. This will be your movement update presentation. It's going to be a little different, a little strange, but it's all yours. Sit back, relax, try to enjoy it. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Hayden.
Thank you, Mr. King. There are many traditions that Clyde-Savannah has, whether it be interclass games, homecoming, pep rally. This is one of those traditions, though, that we truly cherish. Unfortunately, we're not able to be here in person, but we're certainly here in spirit. I just want to congratulate all of our students at Clyde-Savannah for all the hard work that we put into this year. Certainly the last few months were nothing that we ever would have predicted, but you've really stuck together, put in the effort, and we're going to finish out strong. I'd like to talk a little bit about our class of 2020. As you know, every graduating class has its own special qualities and memorable characteristics. It'd be hard for me to say that one graduating class was more favorable over the other. However, I can guarantee you that the class of 2020 will always have a very special place in my heart. When this important year began, there was no way we could have foreseen such an event that would totally hijack your senior year. You had already adjusted to changes resulting from the capital project, having to eat in the library, not having your senior lounge. But to add a world pandemic to the mix was not what you signed up for. All of you hardworking seniors, you didn't get the chance to participate in the commencement activity, complete your senior season in an athletic competition, take that senior trip, or perform at one last concert. Instead of your second semester being filled with senior activities and enjoying the last few months together, it quickly became talking to each other through screens and learning home with your siblings and classmates and parents as teachers. The reality is, though, that our world is facing a crisis that will be written about in history books. Our daily lives have been disrupted, and the uncertainty of what lies ahead continues to loom over us. I am proud of your dedication and resolve. I admire your ability to face adversity and keep moving forward. While it may not be the senior year ending that you had hoped for, nevertheless, it was your senior year. It will be unique among your classmates, and you will reap your rewards. Stay flexible, stay patient, and be ready for the next chapter. Thank you.
Good morning, evening, or afternoon to you all. My name is Sydney Gramoski, and today would have marked one of the most special events of our senior year. A day where friends and family come together to congratulate, award, and to appreciate our fellow seniors. A day to share memories and to create new ones. Never would I have thought that my senior year could have been cut so short in a matter of seconds. Every day seems like forever sitting here in my room, wondering what it would have been if this tragedy never occurred. Some days are better than others during these hard times, and I can only imagine how my other classmates feel stuck at home. Senior year was something we all looked forward to the minute we were invited to join Moving Up Day with the rest of the upperclassmen. Sitting back in our seats 8th grade year, fantasizing the moment we would be at the front of the auditorium, waiting to hear the happiest and saddest sentence of our lives from Mr. King. Seniors, the stage is yours. That sentence replays in my mind millions of times, wishing, hoping, and longing for things to change and be back to the way it was. I look back on those times and I remember how much I begged to be a senior because they got to do all the fun things. And now I'd give anything to do it all over again. But I don't want to reflect on the negatives, but I also don't want to act like nothing had happened. History is made every day, and we are living in a piece that will not go unnoticed. To the teachers, families, and staff, on the behalf of the class of 2020, we thank you deeply for your dedication, love, support, and patience. You have stuck with us during these hard times and pushed us through. You have all gone above and beyond to make up for the damage caused by this invisible pervasive, and we thank you deeply. You will forever be in our hearts and have changed us for the better, shaping us into the young, successful adults that we are today. You have all become our second families, a place where we could go when we had nowhere else. This class will never forget you. You've impacted our lives and you will not be erased from our minds. To the class of 2020, I've sat here and stared at this screen for what felt like hours, trying to think of what I could say to even closely grasp the amount of grief I hold in my heart for all of us. I wish I could say I'm so unbelievably happy to have made it to the finish line, but sitting here in my room, I wonder if I'm really ready to leave you all like this. No one could have prepared us for this. Nothing could. So many tears fell as I typed this out, as I erased hundreds of times because nothing felt right anymore. And I won't sit here and lie to you as if everything was okay, because the truth is, none of us are. I cannot express how special each and every single one of you are in under 10 minutes. Words cannot describe the bond we all have, every last moment we all shared, and every bit of love we have for one another. Leaving you all in this way feels wrong, and I wish things were different and I didn't have to say goodbye this way. But everyone has to come with terms in life at some point, and I guess now is the time that I do. In about 3 months or so, we will be leaving what we've always known. Everything we've ever loved and built will be left behind. We will be off in a new world we've never known, making new memories and building new relationships. But this time, we will be on our own. A scary thought for some. Most of us begged for this day to come sooner as our parents dropped us off for the first day of pre-K in the year 2007. It's crazy thinking how long ago that was. We were only about 4 or 5 at the time, crying and whining because we feared leaving our moms and dads for a whole day. Now I can see why parents love the first day of school. Pre-K was a blur and most memories are faded by now, except for the vivid memory of the play Miss Conover's class put on, the nursery rhyme, Hey Diddle Diddle. But soon enough we were in kindergarten, and those were the days. I spent most of my time taking Taylor Sharp to the nurse's office because she had a bloody nose almost every single day, or the time Tanner gave her a black eye. You were a trooper, Taylor. Junie B. Jones books, nap time, and line leaders were some of my favorite things I wish we still had. First grade came and went. Muffins with Mom and donuts with Dad were some of my favorite memories, but they were also a trap for all the parents that came. We all went and sat with our parents and grandparents as we ate, and then when the time came for parents to leave, they realized the struggle they were about to enter. Kids cried and begged for parents to take them home with them, and I was one of these kids. Second grade was another blur. Miss Hunton probably thought some of us were crazy for crying over a Jonas Brothers lunchbox, and I'll never forget Kennedy and I sprinting to be the first person there to claim it. Spoiler, neither of us got it. Third grade consisted of field days, ice cream parties, and the cheese touch. In fourth grade, things started to change and we were exposed to a whole new section of our lives. Band started, and for some, it stuck for the rest of their school career. Noah and I got kicked out of Mr. Greco's class for laughing too much over the lesson, and each class battled over having the most tickets to get the flag put on their classroom door so they could line up for buses first. And on that note, I would like to confess that Mr. Greco's class cheated so many times. As he turned around for even a second, someone would walk over and throw a handful of tickets just so we could win. Elementary schools soon came to an end, and 5th grade flew on by. We all were about to leave a place we've always known to enter a completely new one. But I don't think Isaiah was going to miss it, though. After getting his head smashed off the drinking fountain by Jayana, I think he was about ready to leave. Isaiah's always been a good person, because even after crying and Miss Ancy asking who did it, he replied, "I ain't no snitch." We finally reached middle school, terrified of what was to come. With it came the struggle to open lockers, dances, and skills packets, and also the constant apologies I received from teachers who called me my older sister's name. We realized there was no longer recess, no more sneaking into the dugouts, no coloring, naps, or snack time, and it felt like a nightmare. Just kidding. We all felt grown and mature. We felt on top of the world and that we ruled everything around us, and we came down from that cloud very quickly. We experienced our first homecoming, started to join sports, and started to write our own new chapters for our lives. Football games were playgrounds, running around the entire time and only clapping when everybody else did. tearing down decor from homecoming at the end of the night, and taking every photo with either a peace sign or the Stay Fierce pose, which I still do today. Every girl either wanted to date Noah Rattray, Jack Bastian, or Brandon Baker at the time. Now we see how silly we all were. State tests were harder, and the stress was relieved by our paper mosaic projects. We soon made it to 7th grade. Modified sports began, and we all went our different ways. Many of us discovered a new passion in our life, and we continued to get better every year. 8th grade came, and we were invited to some of the best CHS events. We participated in pep rallies, got to attend interclass games, and most importantly, our first mud. We spent our final middle school years together as a family. All the drama, boyfriends and girlfriends, picking sides, birthday events, sleepovers, football games, dances, and every hardship, terrifying, sad, and happy experience we all had. We did it together. From learning the Macarena with Miss Jansen, competing in jump rope for heart, roller skating after school, costume parties, Polar Express Day, student store, student helpers, the dreadful mustache dance, pep rallies, interclass games, the slideshow, and finally coming together for Moving Up Day. It almost feels like we did a full circle back to the start. Every moment I had, I shared with all of you. If I could go back, I wouldn't change one moment with any of you. You've all made my final years at Clyde-Savannah the best years of my life. We entered senior year in the fall of 2019, and it felt like pre-K all over again. We all spent our time together, having our last homecoming, our last first day, senior breakfast, and our 100 days. I wish we could have continued with our last mud. To the class of 2021 and the rest of the underclassmen, appreciate every moment. Every argument, breakup, dance, and every event that the wonderful staff at CHS put together. You won't know when your last anything will be. So go to your homecoming, go to your prom, go on your senior trip. You don't know when will be the last time you see the people you love most, and you don't know when it will be all taken away from you. Don't take this moment for granted, and don't take each other for granted. Get involved, start caring, raise money, and have the best last years of your life. Nothing comes for free, and those who want it most, it will be granted to. Learn to love one another, and learn to love this moment. You may think all the time you waited were wasted years, but then you blink and your classmate is up here giving the same speech as I am, and you'll wonder where all the time went. To my class of 2020, and every underclassman, I leave you with the quote from Dr. Seuss. Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I'm so proud of you all, and I wish you all the best of luck for your future. I love you all dearly, and I will never forget you. Thank you.
The National Honor Society Award is presented to all those participating members. This year's recipients are the following juniors: Reese Carr, Skylar Lumido, Aaron Mann, Jenna Mans, Sigourney Secor, Riley Wright. And the following seniors: Vice President Jack Bastian, President Sydney Gromowski, Treasurer Zoe Dawn, Historian Abigail Finch, Secretary Kennedy Carr, Sage Brandt, and Tanner Brown. Congratulations to our National Honor Society students. The President's Education Award for Outstanding Academic Excellence is awarded to those seniors who have earned a 4-year grade point average of 90 or above based on a 100-point scale. These students have also demonstrated high motivation, initiative, integrity, intellectual depth, leadership, and exceptional judgment. Each student receiving an award from the President's Education Awards Program will receive a certificate and the following letter from President Trump. Congratulations to the recipients of the 2020 President's Education Award. Over the past year, the individuals who have earned this distinguished honor have exhibited exceptional work ethic and determination. Our nation will soon look to these future leaders for guidance, and I am confident they will continue to build a stronger and more prosperous future for our great country. The First Lady joins me in applauding the educators, administrators, parents, and other community leaders who have been there every step of the way to encourage and uplift these bright young men and women. As these talented students pursue their dreams and passions, we send our best wishes for continued success. Keep up the good work. President Donald Trump. The seniors receiving a letter from the President and the President's Award for Educational Excellence are Jack Bastian, Kennedy Carr, Hunter Doncelir, Destiny Fesmeyer, Abigail Fitch, Sydney Gromowski. The President's Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement is given to those seniors who have shown outstanding educational growth, improvement, commitment, or intellectual development in their academic subjects. Those students receiving a letter from the President and the President's Award for Educational Achievement are the following: Sage Brandt, Tanner Brown, Michaela Dickens, Zoe Dawn, Annabelle Eyrick, Zachary Gurrell, Autumn Kelly, Alexander Kelsey, Jessica Lippert, Fernando Lynn, Joseph May, Liliana McGee, Jaslyn McNeil, Allison Payne, Trinity Palicano, Emma Rapp, Noah Rattray, Taylor Sharp, Anna Shim, Anna Sudal, and Connor Wright. Congratulations to those students. The following are students who have accumulated an 89.5 average or higher for the first two quarters. We will start with the class of 2020, grade 12. With the second highest average, Jack Bastian, Sage Brandt, Tanner Brown, Valerie Buechner, Kennedy Carr, Hunter Doncelir, Annabelle Eyrick. Highest average, Abigail Fitch, Vanessa Keppen, Jessica Lippert, Joseph May, Liliana McGee, Allison Payne, Trinity Palicano, Emma Rapp, Noah Rattray, Taylor Sharp, Anna Shim, Anna Sudal, Connor Wright. Congratulations to the class of 2020. Moving on to the class of 2021, grade 11. Reese Carr, Autumn Eller, Dominic Herbster, Skylar Lumadum, Aaron Mann. Highest average, Jenna Mans, Tamara Sikowski, Second highest average, Sigourney Secor. Congratulations to the class of 2021. Class of 2022, grade 10. Highest average, Abigail Bastido. Phineas Bastian. Eduardo Chagoya. Marsala Sincagana. Jocelyn Cortez. Angelina Dennis. Joshua Edwards. Madison Fremont. Denaya Ganyu. Christina Green. Jaden Mans. Second highest average, Mackenzie Miles. Jack Malzani. Jonathan Philby. Colton Rice. Paige Morelli. Caitlin Walters. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Class of 2023, grade 9. Jaden Arnitz. Kyle Frey. Olivia Guile. Leah Hendenberg. Timothy Henry. Grayson Hilliard. Jada Larson. McKenna Lewis. Logan Massey. Highest average, Jessica Monmorano. Mackenzie Monmorano. Marissa Nicoletta. Peyton Nolan. Kylie Taylor. Ashlyn Rattray. Second highest average, Madison Secor. Quinlan Ship. Tegan St. John. Hayden Van Amber. Congratulations to the class of 2023. Class of 2024, grade 8, Zoe Abbott. Summer Bailey. Xander Barnes. Sierra Davis Sincerball. Miller Dennis Jr. Highest average, Jacob Edwards. Tyler Freelo. Kendra Herbster. Jada Jones. Derek Laffler. Stephen Large. Alexandra McGee. Daniel Paddock. Ayla Pallister. Eva Patterson. Second highest average, Gabriella Primrose. Mason Record. Holly Ravel. Aaliyah Stambrook. Chase Stocks. Second highest average, Brianna Sullivan. Samantha Sullivan. Alexis Taney. Ryan Van Vleck. Leah Young. Congratulations to the class of 2024. A certificate is presented to each student who has a 3.5-year average of 89.5 or better. This year's recipients are Jack Baskin, Sage Brandt, Tanner Brown, Kennedy Carr, Zoe Dong, Hunter Donselier, Destiny Fesmeyer, Abigail Fitch, Cindy Gromowski, Emma Rapp, Anna Sudal, and Connor Wright. Congratulations to those students. The New York State Comptroller's Achievement Award is presented each year to a student who has excelled academically and has shown leadership potential by volunteering his or her time to serve the school or the community. The Comptroller sends his sincere congratulations and best wishes to the graduating class of 2020. This year's recipients are Jack Bastian, Hunter Gonsoullier, and Abigail Fitch. Congratulations to those students. The George Estes Memorial English Award is a $25 cash award given to a graduating senior who shows scholarship, appreciation, and continuing interest with regard to his or her English studies. The recipient is selected by the chairperson of the English department in consultation with teachers of senior English. This year's recipient is Emma Rapp. The DAR Award is a $50 cash award given to a graduating senior who had the highest mark received on the Regents U.S. History exam at the end of their junior year. This year's recipient is Jack Bastian. Congratulations to all those students on an outstanding accomplishment.
The Super Awards. This award is given to all students taking a Syracuse University class. This year's recipients are Kennedy Carr, Abigail Fitch, Sydney Gromowski, Jessica Lippert, Allison Payne, Emma Rapp, and Anna Shim. The Gemini Awards. This award is given to all students taking a Gemini class. This year's recipients are Jack Bastian, Mason Bell, Hunter Bloomer, Valerie Buettner, Kennedy Carr, Nathan Carrier, Alex Davis, Hunter Gonsoullier, Annabelle Irick, Abigail Fitch, Madison Godkin, Zachary Girl, Vanessa Pepin, Jessica Lippert, Brandon Livingston, Skylar Lamadou, Fernando Lynn, Ivory Malbone, Aaron Mann, Jenna Mans, Marley Mateo, Lily McGee, Alexa Nicoletta, Allison Payne, Trinity Pelicano, Emma Rath, Tori Record, Sigourney Secor, Taylor Sharp, Ashton Steele, Kayla Streeter, Emma Van Vleck, Cassidy Van Ways, and Gianna Williams. Congratulations.
The Triple C Award is given to seniors who have demonstrated the following: tremendous commitment to bettering themselves, strength and character which has helped them achieve their goals, in remarkable courage, which will aid them in meeting all of their challenges ahead. This year's recipients are Connor Wright and Emma Rapp. Junior scholarships are awarded based on academic merit, citizenship, and leadership. Each recipient is awarded between $10,000 to $15,000 per year upon acceptance into the college or the university giving the award. The Clarkson University Leadership and Achievement Awards are designed to recognize students in their junior year who demonstrated strong leadership qualities, positively impacted their school and local community, and have a proven academic record. The Leadership Award is $15,000 annually, totaling $60,000 over 4 years. The Achievement Award is $12,000 per year, totaling $48,000 over 4 years. The Clarkson Leadership Award is presented to Madison Godkin. The Clarkson Achievement Award is presented to Skylar Lumadou. Keuka College is proud to present the George H. Ball Achievement Award for Juniors. This scholarship is named after Keuka College's founder, George Harvey Ball, whose mission is continued at Keuka College by educating young students and adult learners to bring strength to our nation and to help humanity through combined classroom and experiential learning and activities. The Ball Community Achievement Award will reward students based on qualities that embody the values of Keuka College, including academic excellence, leadership, service, social responsibility, integrity, and an appreciation for diversity. This award grants qualifying students a $10,000 per year over 4 years, totaling $40,000 per award. This year's recipients are Reese Carr, Aaron Mann, Tamara Sikowski, Aiden Taft-Davis, and Riley Wright. The Innovation and Creativity Award program at Rochester Institute of Technology recognizes high school juniors who have distinguished themselves academically and are actively involved members of their school and community and demonstrate outstanding achievement in innovation, creativity, or entrepreneurship. The students selected to receive this award are eligible for a $7,000 a year scholarship totaling $28,000 over 4 years. This year's recipient is Sigourney Secorn. The Wells College 21st Century Leadership Award is awarded to high school juniors for their dynamic spirit and integrity, as well as intellectual and leadership qualities. Qualified candidates must have a cumulative grade point average of 85% and demonstrate leadership ability and/or potential through school and community activities. 21st century leaders can finish high school with the comfort of knowing there is guaranteed financial support for their college career at Wells. By continuing to improve their performance in academic and extracurricular activities during their final years of high school, students can increase their chance to qualify for other Wells College merit-based scholarships upon submission of a completed application for admission. The students selected to receive a $10,000 scholarship payable over 4 years are Autumn Eller, Emma Van Vleck. As the coach of the Masterminds Trivia Team, I am here to present this year's Team Participation Awards. Team Captain Award, Emma Rath. Senior Player Awards, Autumn Kelly, Allison Payne, Emma Rath. Masterminds in Chess Double Duty Award, Kyle Frey, Quillen Schimp. Newest Teammate Award, Abigail Bastido, Madison Piso. Mastermind's MVP Award goes to Madison Freeman, who earned 200 points and placed 6th individually overall in the league. Congratulations, Masterminds. The Rodney D. Littlejohn Positive Attitude Award is awarded to a graduating student who exemplifies a positive attitude, setting a great example for classmates and teachers. This award is presented to Liliana McGee.
The Class Achievement Award. Many students here at Clyde-Savannah work very hard behind the scenes to help their classes, whether it be by being a class officer, volunteering their time to redo a homecoming sign, helping with floats or fundraising, or attending a class event. There are always students who are willing to help. And that is just one of the amazing aspects of having a small school community. The Class Achievement Award was created to acknowledge the 2 students in each class that the students and advisor feel have gone above and beyond all others in their efforts to their class. The Senior Class Achievement Award is presented to Jessica Lippert and Taylor Sharp. The winners for the junior, sophomore, and freshman classes are the High School Student Council Award. The High School Student Council has worked to provide opportunities for students that are both old and new. Unfortunately, several events had to be canceled due to the physical closing of schools and the movement of education online. They planned a winter holiday spirit week, your typical inter-class games, and then a digital inter-class games and spirit week. Worked on Moving Up Day, and helped with the digital Moving Up Day. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge these young men and women who attend meetings regularly for all their hard work. Colton Rice, Jocelyn Cortez, Caitlin Warner, Quillen Shimp, Marsala Synchrogana, Madison Secor, Tegan St. John, Kylie Taylor, Jessica Montemorano, Marissa Nicoletta, Eric Perryman, Paige Borelli, Madison Freemount, Skylar Mamadou, Sigourney Secor, Emma Van Fleck, Emma Rack, Jessica Lippert, Zoe Dunk, and the Student Council officers, President Lily McGee, Vice President Erin Mann, Secretary Kelsey DeSanto, Treasurer Ashlyn Rashford. Again, thank you for being a school leader. The Most Valuable Participant Award for Student Council is awarded to the student or students who have gone above and beyond their position in Student Council. This year, there are 2 individuals I would like to acknowledge. This year's recipients are Marsala Synchrogana and Colton Rice.
At this time, I'd like to give out the awards for the Chess Club. Chess Club awards are awarded to all students participating in Chess Club. This year's recipients are Kyle Fry, Quillen Shimp, Josh Edwards, Dimitri Zochios, McKenna Lewis, Aiden Van Amberg, Azrael Lawrence, Barrett Lawrence, Logan Van Amberg, and Aiden Kelsey. Thank you for your participation. I would like to also hand out art awards for this year. This year, our our awards are going to be going to all the seniors who participated in art. This year, recipients are Emma Rapp, Brandon Livingston, Trinity Pelicano, Anna Schimpf, Tanner Brown, and Kyle Harper.
Thank you, Mr. King. We are now going to recognize our athletes for the 2019-20 school year. 9th grader Zachary Baker, modified football and JV basketball. 12th grader Brandon Baker, varsity football, varsity swimming, varsity golf. 9th grader Jalen Barnes, modified football. 10th grader Phineas Bastian, indoor track and field, varsity baseball. 12th grader Jack Bastian, varsity baseball. 9th grader Brett Bell, modified football. 11th grader Mason Bell, varsity football. 9th grader Tommy Bennett, modified football, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 12th grader Hunter Bloomer, fall esports, spring esport. 12th grader Tanner Brown, varsity football, varsity basketball, and varsity baseball. 10th grader Cameron Guccino, fall esport, spring esport. 9th grader Amaya Campbell, varsity basketball. 11th grader Chance Carr, varsity baseball. 11th grader Reese Carr, varsity volleyball, varsity softball. 12th grader Kennedy Carr, varsity volleyball, varsity softball. 10th grader Eduardo Chocoya, varsity cross country, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 11th grader Camden Chance, varsity football, varsity basketball, varsity track and field. 10th grader Marcella Sincragana, varsity track and field. 10th grader Andrew D'Amato, varsity cross country, varsity basketball, varsity track and field. 12th grader Alexander Davis, varsity football, varsity bowling, varsity track and field. 11th grader Morris Dennis, varsity track and field. 10th grader Kelsey DeSanto, varsity volleyball, varsity basketball, softball. 12th grader Zoe Donk, varsity track and field. 10th grader Connor Donnelly, varsity football, varsity track and field. 10th grader Peyton Donnelly, varsity track and field. 12th grader Hunter Donzelier, varsity bowling, varsity football, varsity baseball. 11th grader Stephen Dunn, varsity football, varsity basketball, varsity baseball. 10th grader Josh Edwards, varsity football, varsity tennis, fall esport, spring esport. 11th grader Autumn Eller, varsity tennis. 12th grader Annabelle Eyrich, varsity softball. 11th grader Javier Fernandez, varsity track and field. 12th grader Abigail Fitch, varsity track and field. 9th grader Alicia Ford, varsity cheerleading winter. 9th grader Mercedes Foro, spring esport. 10th grader Alex Fowler, varsity football, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 10th grader, Madison Fremont. JV volleyball, fall e-sport, spring e-sport. 9th grader, Kyle Frey, varsity tennis. 12th grader, Trevor Gibo, spring e-sport. 9th grader, Olivia Guile, volleyball, varsity basketball, varsity softball. 12th grader, Eddie Glainer, varsity football, varsity track and field. 10th grader, Shadai Ganyu, JV volleyball. 9th grader, Kaylee Goodwin, basketball. 12th grader, Sydney Gromonsky, varsity volleyball, varsity swimming. 12th grader, Taylor Gurrell, varsity winter cheerleading. 12th grader, Zachary Gurrell, varsity football, varsity bowling, varsity golf. 9th grader, Tim Henry, modified football, JV basketball, modified baseball. 9th grader, McKenna Horton, varsity cheerleading fall, varsity winter cheerleading, varsity softball. 10th grader, Aiden Hubbs, varsity indoor track and field. 12th grader, Charles Hyde, fall e-sport, spring e-sport. 11th grader, Kenyon Jenkins, varsity basketball. 9th grader, Hannah Kaplan, fall varsity cheerleading, winter varsity cheerleading. 10th grader, Tyler Kell, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 12th grader, Autumn Kelly, varsity volleyball, varsity track and field. 12th grader, Alexander Kelsey, varsity football, varsity bowling, varsity baseball. 10th grader, Kelsey Lanehart, fall varsity cheerleading, winter varsity cheerleading. 10th grader, Reagan Lanehart, fall varsity cheerleading, winter varsity cheerleading. 10th grader, Sarah Large, fall varsity cheerleading, winter varsity cheerleading. 9th grader, Jada Larson, JV volleyball, varsity basketball. 9th grader, Kirsten LaRue, varsity tennis. 11th grader, Larissa Lash, fall varsity cheerleading, winter varsity cheerleading. 9th grader, Orion Lauster, modified football, modified swimming, varsity tennis. 9th grader, Azriel Lawrence, varsity cross country, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 9th grader, McKenna Lewis, varsity tennis. 10th grader, Lance Lippert, varsity indoor track and field. 12th grader, Isaiah Lorena, varsity football, varsity track and field. 11th grader, Skylar Lamadou, varsity football, varsity swimming, varsity track and field. 12th grader, Fernando Lynn, varsity track and field. 11th grader, Irie Melbone, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 11th grader, Aaron Mann, varsity indoor track and field, and varsity softball. 11th grader, Jenna Mans, varsity softball. 9th grader, Isaac Marketel, varsity cross country, varsity indoor track and field. 10th grader, Caden Marriott, varsity football, JV basketball, varsity track and field. 9th grader, Logan Massey, modified football, JV basketball, and modified baseball. 11th grader, Marley Mateo, fall varsity cheerleading, winter varsity cheerleading. 12th grader, Joseph May, spring e-sport. 11th grader, Jaden McKinney, varsity football, varsity basketball. 12th grader, Jaslyn McNeil, varsity track and field. 11th grader, Dakota Miller, varsity football, varsity baseball. 11th grader, Brittany Mills, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 9th grader, Jessica Montemorano, fall varsity cheerleading, modified basketball. 9th grader, Mackenzie Montemorano, fall varsity cheerleading, winter varsity cheerleading, softball. 11th grader, Cheyenne Nichols, varsity volleyball, varsity basketball, varsity track and field. 9th grader, Marissa Nicoletta, fall varsity cheerleading, winter varsity cheerleading, and track and field. 9th grader, Peyton Nolan, fall varsity cheerleading. 10th grader, Dylan Olina, varsity football, JV basketball. 10th grader, Isaiah Osborne, varsity track and field. 11th grader, Matthew Patterson, varsity track and field. 9th grader, Kylie Paler, JV volleyball, varsity basketball, varsity track and field. 12th grader, Allison Payne, varsity volleyball. 9th grader, Madison Piso, JV volleyball. 11th grader, Brooke Pelicano, varsity basketball. 10th grader, Nathan Perkins, varsity football, varsity track and field. 10th grader, Eric Perryman, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 10th grader, Jonathan Philby, varsity tennis and spring e-sport. 10th grader, Madison Powers, winter varsity cheerleading. 12th grader, Emma Rath, varsity cross country, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 9th grader, Ashlyn Rattray, varsity basketball, varsity track and field. 12th grader, Noah Rattray, varsity football, varsity basketball, varsity track and field. 10th grader, Aiden Record, varsity swimming and varsity tennis. 11th grader, Ty Redder, varsity football, varsity baseball. 10th grader, Christopher Reed, varsity football, varsity swimming, varsity track and field. 12th grader, Jonathan Reynolds, varsity football, varsity bowling, varsity track and field. 10th grader, Colton Rice, varsity tennis. 11th grader, Tamara Sikowski, fall varsity cheerleading, winter varsity cheerleading, and softball. 9th grader, Madison Secor, JV volleyball, varsity basketball, varsity track and field. 11th grader, Sigourney Secor, varsity volleyball, varsity swimming, varsity softball. 12th grader, Taylor Sharp, varsity volleyball, varsity basketball, and varsity track and field. 9th grader, Quillian Shimp, varsity tennis. 9th grader, Jacob Smith, modified football, JV basketball, modified baseball. 11th grader, Seth Sprague, varsity football. 9th grader, Tegan St. John, JV volleyball, varsity indoor track and field, and varsity track and field. The 9th grader, Evan Thayer, modified football, JV basketball. Ninth grader Aiden Van Amberg, varsity cross country, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 10th grader Evan Van Amberg, varsity cross country, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 10th grader Caleb Van Dyne, varsity football, varsity basketball. 12th grader Cassidy Van Waugh, varsity indoor track and field, varsity track and field. 10th grader Paige Varela, fall varsity cheerleading, winter varsity cheerleading, varsity track and field. 10th grader Caitlin Walters, JV volleyball. 11th grader Jennifer Warner, varsity tennis. 12th grader Jayana Williams, varsity volleyball. 11th grader Riley Wright, varsity volleyball, varsity bowling. 12th grader Connor Wright, varsity bowling, varsity golf. 12th grader Logan Yates, varsity baseball. And our last student athlete, Demetrius Zokos, grade 12, fall esports and spring esports. Congratulations to all our student athletes.
The Choral Excellence Award is given to a student who shows outstanding ability and dedication to their school's choral program, both in the school choir and in extracurricular choral activities. This year, the Choral Excellence Award is presented to Quillen Shimp. The Choral Work Ethic Award is given to a chorus student who always pushes themselves to improve themselves as a musician, thereby improving their chorus as a whole. This year, the Choral Work Ethic Award is presented to Joshua Edwards. The National School Choral Award is presented to a student in recognition of singular merit, ability, and achievement, of outstanding contributions to the success of the school vocal program, and of an unusual degree of loyalty, cooperation, and high qualities of conduct by the general consent of the music faculty. The National School Choral Award is presented to Abigail Fitch.
Hi everyone, it's Kennedy Carr, the Vice President of the Class of 2020. Since we entered high school, the Class of 2020 has been known as the Class of Vision. This has always been special because we are the only ones that can say we have a clear 2020 sight of our futures. Because of this, we have chosen 2020, the Class of Vision, as this year's yearbook theme. From the beginning, the 51 of us have always had our sight on the future forward and tried not to look back at what we were leaving behind. Time ticks away, and most of us wish we could see those days go by one last time. Each of us has a vision for our future, a new chapter in life waiting to be written. So, go out and continue to make every moment count. Thank you, Class of 2020, for the times we shared. They will live on, and the memories are ours to look back on fondly. We leave Clyde-Savannah saying simply this: enjoy high school. You're going to blink twice, and you'll be in your cap and gown staring at your class, wondering where the time went. I would like to say cherish it a lot more than you usually would, because the Class of 2020 did not get the same things as everyone else. So cherish your senior trip, cherish your senior lounge, cherish your prom, your moving up day, and never, ever, ever take anything of your senior year for granted, because when you don't have one, it's a lot worse.
2020 is honored and proud to dedicate the yearbook to a very special person, Mr. Michael Witter. Mr. Witter has been a positive influence during our high school experience. After attending high school, he received his bachelor's and master's degree from Nazareth College, then came to Clyde-Savannah in the fall of 2002. During his time here, Mr. Witter has served as an instrumental music teacher, former volleyball coach, and a positive influence to his students. When he is not teaching, he is spending his time with his two children, Genevieve and Griffin, playing volleyball, playing for different bands, and performing in many local musicals. During the past 4 years, Mr. Witter's constant smile and positive attitude has made our days brighter. Mr. Witter is not only a teacher here at Clyde-Savannah, he is a friend. He dedicates his life to making others smile, and for that we are grateful. His insight to the world has opened up our eyes to see the bigger picture and to make our own special mark. He is not only a leader, role model, and an amazing influence. He's an amazing father with a beautiful family. We thank Mr. Witter for all he has done for the class of 2020. You will always have a special place in our hearts. We could have not made it this far without you. You have shaped us into the responsible young adults, and for that we cannot thank you enough.
Moving to Clyde and attending school here was one of the biggest milestones I've had in a long time. And trust me, I've been on this earth for a little over 18 years now. Teachers, parents, and staff go ahead and laugh, but students take this seriously. The first quarter of our lives, we're so focused on what we want to look like and to try to only fix ourselves to our peers' standards, whether it's to try to fit into who we think matters the most, or even to somewhat feel normal in this crazy world, full of what's allowing ourselves to feel this fear. One of my most recent favorite quotes is by Marianne Williamson, when she says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, or even fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not solve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We are made to manifest the glory that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. That being said, many people believe a person is stopped in life because they fear their magnificence. But your magnificence is your light. Consider yourself. How often have you asked yourself, who am I to step forward and say this? Or who am I to change this? Actually, who are you not to be? When you stop fearing your greatness, and when you embrace your power, and courageously and boldly step forward into this world, declaring your life with confidence, you are bringing forth the divine power that lives within you. It's within everyone, and you are capable of so much more than you ever dreamed of. Embracing your power, you show others they can do the same. I want you to take this with you for the rest of your life, and all you need to remember is Marianne Williamson. I was really looking forward to this academic year to continue learning all about the students' needs and how to improve our school as a whole. A community which we are developing from and creating long-lasting memories that carry onto our adult lives. This year has taught me the skills required to be a leader and how to be there for people even when the times get rough. Even though I was not quite allowed to complete some of the following on the game plan due to the virus, we still had our heads up, kept positive intentions, and still did our best to hold a stronger team, but virtually. However, this has also been an exciting year from the new achievements brought back here at home from our very first leadership program hosted in Lake Placid, that I hope will be tradition down to the following years to come, but possibly with more students to have access to this program to see other opportunities in the world. Learn life messages from the motivational speakers and how you can make a greater impact on your school grounds. As we have learned from being quarantined, we may lose something that can mean the most to us, but it is only to teach us life may be offering something better, which in our case is how to spend more time at home. This means more time at home to recognize our needs, more time at home to practice our hobbies, while also enjoying the fun of making our parents mad from annoying them all day. As I am graduating and will no longer step my feet into the school doors, and you won't hear my voice in the announcements anymore, I encourage you all to find the things inside the school building that make you feel alive and it just gives you the juice. Whether it's simply saying good morning every day to your favorite teacher, eating Kit Kats in Mrs. Orchard's and Mr. DeWolf's room, being the first one in your class, or even cracking a few jokes with our janitor, John Murray. Whatever yours might be, recognize it, stick to it, and enjoy the feeling it brings, as this feeling will help you get through most of anything you may stumble across your high school years. When you want to make any change, it starts with yourself and finding your own personal development. In doing so, problems give way to solutions and no longer affect you. Imagine there are 100 people who constantly complain about the same state of the world. One day, they all collectively decide they've had enough and undertake personal development to change their own lives.
Within time, they have stopped complaining and are now open to embracing life instead of being mirrored in their problems. Realize that if 100 people can influence 5 others, we now have 500 people who are now more self-aware than before. If that cycle continues, a turning point will occur so that anger and fear no longer prevail. Undertaking this personal time will not only just help you, but it will also influence those around you too. I am truly excited to see where life may take all of you, and especially for yourself to see how much you can do in such little time just from what's called motivation. But remember, as I had spoken about the first quarter of your life, I explained the importance of letting go of fear and to build who you want to become. Try not to allow roadblocks and personal circumstances to overpower your confidence, and instead change your route to navigate around them and fix all that you could to complete the better outcome or to even get closer in who you want to become. I would like to say thank you to the school for allowing this opportunity, as well as my teachers who have molded me into who I have become and gave me the tools to continue building myself into the person I dream to be. Thank you.
Good morning, seniors. First thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you for asking me in your freshman year to take your class for the next 3 years. I've really enjoyed getting to know all of you. I have loved every step we have taken together. I want to talk about a few fundraisers that we had and a few memories. How about the fundraiser at the Savannah Audubon, Montezuma Audubon Center? It was a full weekend of hot sun, 90 degrees and higher, as all of our baked goods were melting and we were sweltering in the heat. And how about our bottle and can drive when I only had a few kids show up to help, and I said, call your friends, get them down here. So we called Tanner, and Tanner says, I'm relaxing in my chair with a bag of Doritos. Haha, Tanner. And how about Jack showing up to help? And he says, really, you want me to drive around town and collect cans? I don't have any gas. As I hand him $5 and said, go collect bottles and cans, Jack, and don't come back until you fill your trunk. I will miss all your knocks on my door and your playing ding dong ditch as I finally do catch you. I will miss you rolling around on my floor and wrestling and then having to lock you out. I will miss you guys fighting over your class song as Taylor antagonizes Connor because he is so serious about his song. I will miss watching your TikToks. You know who you are. I will miss you peeking and knocking on my door through my shade saying, Kimmy, I know you're in there. Let us in. It's important. We really need to talk to you. And I know it wasn't important. During this quarantine, I will miss your phone calls at night telling me how sad you are. I will miss your phone calls or text messages saying, hey, what are you doing? What are you watching? What are you watching on Netflix? As we call and share each other's ideas of what we could watch next. I will miss decorating your lockers for special holidays and events. Even if I decorated your locker for your birthday and it was the wrong locker, it was your neighbor's instead. Sorry. Haha. I just want to say that I'm going to miss all of you and I wish you all the best. And I'm sorry we couldn't finish out our senior year together, but the memories we have will last forever. I just wish I could have those few last months with you guys, and I'm sorry we couldn't. Sorry we couldn't take our senior trip, but we just have to cherish what we have. This is really hard, but I'm just want to say that I'm going to miss each and every one of you, and I wish you all the best of luck. And I just want to tell you that I want to leave you a video from me to you, and I want you guys to always reach for the stars and always remember as you leave Clyde-Savannah. And if you have a bad day, there's always tomorrow.
The Clyde-Savannah class of 2020 is an interesting bunch to say the least. Our class has always been one with a loud voice, filled with so many people not afraid to speak their minds. Though this may have led to many disagreements, it has also led for standing up for what we deserve. We've never stood down from a challenge, but now we're faced with a challenge we never saw coming. What do you say to a class who never got to finish their story, and how do you warm the hearts of so many people who feel as though they've lost opportunities? Well, the story has just begun, and the opportunities are still presenting themselves. We're all about to take the next step into the rest of our lives. We may feel as though so much is being taken from us, but look at all that we do have. So many memories within this past year alone. I didn't grow up at Clyde, I only met you all in 7th grade. But if my 7th grade self had been told where we are today, I don't think I'd believe it. Our class has grown through so much together, we've supported each other through so many hard times, but we've also experienced so many joys together. I've talked to many of you and listened to some of your favorite memories. I've been told of the wild stories on the playgrounds in elementary school and the laughable times in 5th grade. Like when Noah stood up on the lunch table and began dancing and swinging his football jersey around. Or when Isaiah would sell eraser shavings. But the fact that people would actually pay $5 for them is just so hilarious to me. Then there's the little memories, like jump rope for heart, doing schoolwork in the hallways, traffic jams on the swirly slides, making a new school song with John and Nancy Bryan, and the roller skating parties that would last for hours. If only I could have spent all these memories with you guys. But I will never forget the times I have experienced with each of you, from insane classes with Mr. Brown to ice skating trips. Our class has really enjoyed so much. Looking back on the times in middle school, it's so funny to think how much we've all changed. I miss the times when playing mumball was the highlight of our day, or how going to the zoo on a field trip or to Darien Lake was the most amazing thing ever. Mr. Bonifield's class was always an adventure, and somehow, whenever we talked about a movie, Tanner had watched it just the night before. Then finally, had our 8th grade formal, and at the time, it was the biggest event of our lives. Finally, we made it to high school, freshman year. What an exciting time. The girls spent majority of the year in Mrs. Williams' office rambling on about drama and who's dating who. Our first attempt at a float. This was probably the best one we ever made too. Let's just say float building was not our strong suit, but no one could ever beat us in tug of war. We can't forget the mural that a group of us spent so much time working on. It still hangs in the Christ Community Church here in Clyde. Our artwork has always been something we're good at. However, our spelling wasn't quite our greatest. We somehow managed to spell freshman wrong on our banner for interclass games. My favorite memory from freshman year was when we were all supposed to be in lockdown. We egged Miss Harris on until she would do a bottle flip, and in the eyes of some freshmen, this was a legendary bottle flip, and I really mean legendary. She landed on top of the bookshelves, and we all burst into cheers. Jack still has a video posted on his Instagram to this day. Then came sophomore year. This was the year that Mrs. Larson came along as our class advisor and really whipped us into shape. The year we all turned 16, and let me tell you, the thought that Kennedy would be driving soon was a terrifying image to say the least. I remember the cafeteria concerts by Sydney, Taylor, Jessica, and Jayana. Soon enough, those microphones were banned. Big bummer in my opinion. So many track practices were skipped by Taylor and I to go get ice cream from Billy's. This was also the year that many of you decided where life would take you. A big group in our class all chose to end at the end of sophomore year that they wanted to go to BOCES and to pursue the next step that they dreamed to take in their life. Junior year, probably one of the hardest for many of us. So many of you experienced tremendous loss this year, but the whole time you supported one another and became each other's rocks. This was also the year we had an amazing addition to our class that came all the way from Japan. Our exchange student Keiko could put a smile on anyone's face and brighten anyone's day. The end of this year, most of us were rushing to finish a term paper in a day that was meant to be written over a few months. We all managed to pass. I have no idea how. This is also the year of the pie fundraiser, when Lily sold so many pies we couldn't believe it. This girl sold 67 pies. That is crazy. We reached senior year, the end of this chapter. We went to homecoming and made our float. However, it didn't really stay together. Had our senior breakfast in the parking lot where we all jumped on the bed of Brandon Baker's truck. I really thought we were going to break something. Alex managed to rip the whole drinking fountain off the wall, and none of us can wrap our heads around that. The last 100 days came, and soon it was all becoming real. Finally, we had our ice skating trip. I'd say this was one of our best days together. The day was filled with nothing but laughs and smiles. We never made it to interclass games, prom, or our last moving up day. Though I suppose we could never really settle on the perfect class song, so maybe this saved us from another vote on which tune represented us the most. We may not have been able to have our final moments how we pictured them, and that is a real bummer. But we are a class that are so much stronger than we appear, and we don't stand down. Our senior year hasn't been stolen, it just doesn't look how we pictured it. We can't dwell on how things are different. It's not going to change anything. Instead, we can look at all the new memories we get to experience and make the most of what we have. The town is filled with signs, all just for us. And what class besides ours gets to say that cap and gown pickup was a drive-thru? Class of 2020. We've always been the class with vision. I believe you are all going to make it through this bump in the road. Our eyes are set on greater things, and we are ready to take this step into the next chapter of our lives. So here's to Zoe the veterinarian, Fernando the soldier, Michaela the chef, Sydney the artist, Hunter the optical technician, and so many more of you. You are world changers. Don't let a few months of your lives fog up your dreams. Take this next step and make it count.
I drove round on, that church pew that I got found on, that college town where I first got my start. All the haters, all the lovers, all the friends that are more like brothers, all the people I ain't seen in too many years, all the faces in the bleachers that never gave up on me, teachers. Yeah, this one's for the ones who got me here. The ones that said I'd never make it, the ones that said there's your chance, go take it. It took all of you for me to get this far. Jobs along the way that paid me, people who dug deep to raise me, made me who I am. You know who you are. All the haters, all the lovers, all the friends that are more like brothers, all the people I ain't seen in too many years, all the faces in the bleachers that never gave up on me, preachers. Yeah, this one's for the ones who got me here. The ones still around, the ones that are gone, my biggest fan, mama back home, all the truth and all the dares, all the long shot late night prayers, all the haters, all the lovers, my dad and my two brothers, all the people I ain't seen in too many years. And I thank God that I met you. Hope you know I won't forget you. This one's for the ones who got me here. Yeah, this one's for the ones who got me here. Yeah.
I always knew this day would come. We'd be standing one by one, with our future in our hands. So many dreams, so many plans. I always knew after all these years there'd be laughter, there'd be tears, but never thought I'd walk away with so much joy but so much pain. And it's so hard to say goodbye, but yesterday's gone. We almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaken, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. It ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes they knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Yeah, just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle, and sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. Keep on moving, keep climbing, keep the faith, baby. It's all about the climb. Keep your faith, keep your
Don't blink, just like that. You're 6 years old and you take a nap and you wake up and you're 25. Then your high school sweetheart becomes your wife. Don't blink, you just might miss your babies growing like mine did, turning into moms and dads. Next thing you know, you better have a 50 years is there in bed, and you pray and God takes you instead. Trust me, friend, 100 years goes faster than you think, so don't blink. Well, I was glued to my TV when it looked like you looked at me and said, best start putting first things first. 'Cause when your hourglass runs out of sand, you can't flip it over and start again. Take every breath God gives you for what it's worth. And don't blink, Just like that, you're 6 years old and you take a nap and you wake up and you're 25, then your high school sweetheart becomes your wife. Don't blink, you just might miss your babies growing like mine did, turning into moms and dads. Next thing you know, you better have a 50 years as they're in bed. Praying God takes you instead. Trust me, friend, 100 years goes faster than you think. So don't blink. So I've been trying to slow it down. I've been trying to take it easy. In this here today, gone tomorrow world we're living in. Don't blink, just like that, you're 6 years old and you take a nap and you wake up and you're 25 and your high school sweetheart becomes your wife. Don't blink, you just might miss your babies growing like mine did, turning into moms and dads. Next thing you know, you better have a 50 years as they're in bed. And you're praying God takes you instead. Trust me, friend, 100 years goes faster than you think. So don't blink. No, don't blink. Don't blink. Life goes faster than you think. So don't blink. Life goes faster than you think. Don't blink. Don't blink. Life goes faster than you think.
We've hit that time. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, it's that time again. That time of the day where I have to come out here on the stage and say some words to make it all sort of come together. Not really sure what to say. do one of my speeches here at Clyde-Savannah Movement Up Day, it usually takes a couple months. I walk the schools, I look at pictures that were taken, I ask kids how their year was, or what they remembered most. What did you like? What were the great experiences? What were some of the sad ones? This year was a little bit hard for all of us. Not seeing the kids every day, hearing your stories, listening to your rants and raves, made it kind of difficult. Fortunately, we have the internet. We do get to see you over Zoom meetings or Google Meets. We hear your stories via other people, and we do make some connections. Handing out the caps and gowns was probably one of the greatest experiences I've ever seen at Clyde-Savannah. It could be a new tradition, some people have said. I'm a little bit wary on that because I would never want it to take away from your experience this year, because that is totally yours. You can take solace in the fact that you might be the first to start that tradition. Only time will tell. But if you think about it, try to think about the positives. Yeah, it's kind of hard. You missed a lot. But you'll always have what you remember. From kindergarten to junior high to whenever you started here at Clyde-Savannah. Maybe you came from another state, another school district. But if you can remember one good time, one good experience, and take that with you, and be proud of what you accomplished here, you will always be golden. You will represent us with the best of your hearts. It's very hard right now to think of the things, and you're not even in this auditorium. Usually I'm looking down at your faces, and I can see your eyes. But like I said, I don't have that. But I do have the memories. I can remember almost every single one of you. Every senior that has graced my presence or even walked by the halls. Yeah, I know I walk by with a stern grimace and you may think I'm always mad, but that's because I'm always trying to remember everything I see. And mostly it's all good memories. From watching you come here the first day of school and tell your little tales of your first day experience, to waving you on to the last day, to running out on that football field, cheering in the stands, watching basketball games, calling you out, watching you break records, 1,000-point games, watching you run at RIT Nazareth, watching a great musical, band productions, chorus presentations, holiday fun, spirit days. It all washes over you like a rain. And if you take the time to think about it, you'll remember them just as well. I know this year has been difficult, but you will overcome. I watched that graduation 2020 presented by LeBron James, and I wish I was as good as he was, because he really made it special for you guys. And that's the cool thing about this, if you think about it. You have the same experience that every graduate has in the entire country, in the world for that matter. You will always be connected to this one shared experience. It'll be yours. So even though we weren't able to see each other the last few months, please remember that you are always in our thoughts, in our hearts. Every one of my colleagues here at Clyde-Savannah wishes you the best. Go out and make your life as special as you want. Remember, when we do Moving Up Day, it's symbolic. These stairs that you take a step up, represent every single class you took here, every grade level, every journey, every climb. Every step you take goes to the right direction. And when you finally step on this stage, you know you achieved something special that every Clyde-Savannah graduate before you has done in the past. Clyde-Savannah class of 2020. The stage is yours, and even though you can't walk on it today, it will always be here for you. So come back and see us sometime, and take those steps yourself, and enjoy. But go on now and enjoy the rest of your life.
Hail to thee, dear Clyde-Savannah, eagle soaring high. Through these hallowed halls we've traveled, reaching for the sky. Let's pause with proud assurance of wisdom we have gained.